There are 5 words that you should never say to the soul of the departed. Padre Pio repeated this for decades to those who came to him weeping for their loved ones. These 5 words, which most Catholics unknowingly utter, cause terrible suffering to the souls in purgatory. And the worst part is, you've probably already said them. Maybe even today. But don't worry. In this video, I'm going to reveal these 5 forbidden words. I'm going to explain why they cause so much pain to those souls. And most importantly, I'm going to teach you exactly what to say instead, particularly at 3 p.m., the hour of divine mercy. Padre Pio had an extraordinary gift. He could see the souls in purgatory. He spoke to them. They came to him at night, begging for prayers, and they revealed something to him that the Church doesn't officially teach. They told him which words caused them the most suffering when their loved ones spoke them. You might think that the souls in purgatory can't hear us. That's false. Padre Pio affirmed the opposite. The souls hear everything we say about them. They see our tears. They feel our love. But they also feel the pain when we utter certain words that wound them deeply. The first forbidden word is a word that almost everyone utters during the funeral mass and afterward. It's a word that seems innocent, even comforting. But for the soul of the departed, it's like a thorn, piercing their spiritual heart. This first word is goodbye. When you say goodbye to someone who has passed, you create a definitive separation. You slam a door shut. The soul hears this word and feels terrible abandonment. It thinks that you've already forgotten it, that you've turned the page, that you'll no longer pray for it. Padre Pio said that every time a person says goodbye before a grave or before a picture of the departed, the soul in purgatory feels acute pain. It's as if you're telling them, I don't need you anymore. You no longer exist for me. Instead of goodbye, Padre Pio taught us to say, see you later, or see you for now. These words keep the connection alive. They remind the soul that the separation is only temporary, that you'll meet again one day in heaven, that the bond of love is not broken. The second forbidden word is even more common. It's a word we use almost automatically when we talk about our deceased loved ones. And yet, this word causes immense suffering to the souls who hear it. This second word was. When you say, my father was generous, my mother was loving, my friend was funny, you're using the past tense. And that past tense is a prison for the soul. You freeze it in time. You negate its current existence. The soul of your departed loved one was not. It still is. It still exists. But in another dimension, it continues to love, to pray, to hope. When you use the past tense, you're implicitly telling it that its existence has ended. It's a form of spiritual negation. Padre Pio always corrected people who came to him. Speaking of their departed loved ones in the past tense, he would say, no, your mother wasn't loving. Your mother is loving. She still loves you. She may even love you more than before, because now she sees you with the eyes of eternity. Instead of the past tense, use the present tense when possible. Say, my Father is in heaven. My Father is in the light of God. My Father is in my prayers. This simple change completely transforms the experience of the soul that hears you. The third forbidden word is a word that many people use to express their pain. It's understandable from a human perspective, but devastating from a spiritual one. This third word was why. Why did he die so young? Why did God take him? Why this illness? Why this accident? Every why is an accusation against God and the soul of the departed, which now sees things with clarity, suffers from this accusation. The soul now understands God's plan. It sees that its death had a meaning, even if that meaning escapes us. When you ask why with anger or despair, you question divine wisdom, and the soul, which has accepted this wisdom, feels your revolt as a wound. Padre Pio often received people who were angry at God after the death of a loved one. He understood them, he didn't judge them, but he explained to them that this anger reached the soul of their departed loved one and caused them pain. Instead of why, Padre Pio taught us to say, I don't understand yet, but I accept it. Or, I trust in God, even in my pain. These words bring peace to the soul. They show that you're growing spiritually, despite your suffering. And the soul can then pray for you. To help you on this path of acceptance, the fourth forbidden word is a word that seems very pious. It's a word that many sincere Catholics utter, thinking they're doing good. But this word, when misused, can delay the liberation of the soul from purgatory. This fourth word is, forgive me. Caution. I'm not saying that you should never ask forgiveness from the departed, but there's a way to do it that helps the soul, and a way that harms it. When you say forgive me obsessively, when you drown in guilt, when you repeat your regrets endlessly, you create a bond of suffering with the soul. You hold it back in your guilt, instead of releasing it towards the light. Padre Pio met people who spent years asking forgiveness from their departed loved ones for things that were sometimes insignificant. This excessive guilt didn't help them, and it didn't help the soul of the departed either. The soul in purgatory sees everything with clarity. It has already forgiven earthly offenses. It holds no grudges. What it wants is not your repeated apologies. It's your prayer. It's your love. It's your peace. Instead of forgive me endlessly, say once, I ask you for forgiveness if I have hurt you. Then move on to, I pray for your liberation, and I love you. Transform your guilt into active prayer. It's the most beautiful gift that you can give to the soul. The fifth forbidden word is perhaps the most surprising. It's a word that we often say with the best intentions, a word that seems to express our love, but which, in reality, can become a chain that holds the soul back. This fifth word is, come back. Come back to me. Come back in my dreams. Come back and see me. I want you to come back. This desire for return, as understandable as it is spiritually problematic. The soul of the departed has a mission now. She must move forward toward God. She needs to complete her purification. She has to enter into the eternal light. When you ask her to come back, you're actually pulling her backwards. You're creating an attraction toward earth when she should be ascending to heaven. Padre Pio witnessed souls delayed in their progress because of loved ones who couldn't let them go. These souls loved their families too much to resist their pleas. They remained close to earth. Instead of advancing towards God, instead of saying, come back, say, go towards the light. Say, I release you with love. Say, we will meet again in heaven. These words give the soul permission to move forward. They encourage her on her journey to God. They transform your possessive love now into liberating love. You've just discovered the 5 forbidden words: goodbye, was, why, obsessive, forgive me, and come back. Now you know what not to say, will you? But what should you say exactly, Juanis? And most importantly, when should you say it? So that your words have the most power. Padre Pio taught that 3 p.m. is the ideal time to speak to the souls of the departed. It's 3 p.m., the hour of divine mercy, the hour Jesus died on the cross, the hour the veil of the temple was torn, the hour when the gates between heaven and earth are the most open. At 3 p.m., the prayers and words addressed to the departed have a multiplied power. It's as if you're speaking directly into the soul's ear. She hears you with particular clarity. At this sacred hour, Padre Pio himself always stopped at 3 p.m. to pray. No matter what he was doing, he interrupted everything for those few minutes of intense prayer. And he encouraged all his spiritual children to do the same. Here now is what Padre Pio taught to say to the souls of the departed. These words, spoken with faith, bring immediate relief to the soul in purgatory. They help her in her purification. They accelerate her journey towards heaven. The first words to say are, I still love you. Not I loved you. Not I have loved you. But I still love you in the present. I followed by still to show the continuity. This simple but powerful phrase reminds the soul that love transcends death, that the bond persists. that you have not forgotten. The second phrase to say is, I'm praying for you. It's the most precious thing you can offer the departed, more precious than flowers on the grave, more precious than monuments. Prayer is the only thing that can truly help a soul in purgatory. Padre Pio said that if the living knew how much their prayers relieved the souls in purgatory, they would spend their days praying for the departed. Each Hail Mary is like a drop of fresh water on a thirsty soul. Each Mass offered is like a great rain of graces. The third phrase to say is, I release you with love. Now this is the opposite of come back. It is giving the soul permission to move forward. It's telling her that your love is not a prison, but a wing that helps her rise towards God. This phrase is difficult to pronounce for many people. It demands a detachment. That can seem cruel, but it is really the purest act of love. You love your departed enough to want their eternal happiness, even if that means letting them go. The fourth phrase to say is, I know you're at peace, or I know you will soon be at peace. It's a word of faith. It's affirming God's mercy. It's reminding the soul that her final destination is heaven, not purgatory. Even if the soul is still in purgatory, she has the certainty of reaching heaven one day. This certainty is her greatest consolation. When you affirm this truth, you strengthen her hope. You remind her that her current suffering has a meaning and an end. The fifth phrase to say is, we will meet again. It's the promise of eternal life. It's affirming that death is not an end, but a temporary separation. It's giving the soul an appointment for eternity. Padre Pio had an absolute certainty of eternal life. He spoke of heaven as a real place where we will meet again, all those we have loved. This certainty shone through in all his words to those who mourned. Now that you know the 5 forbidden words and the 5 blessed phrases, let me explain how to use them in a daily ritual. This ritual, taught by Padre Pio, can transform your relationship with your departed and accelerate their release from purgatory. Every day at 3 p.m., take a few minutes to collect yourself. You don't have to be in a church. You can be at home, at work, anywhere. The important thing is to create a moment of spiritual connection. Close your eyes while I think of your departed. Visualize her face, not her sick or aged face, but her face full of life and light. Imagine her surrounded by a golden light, the light of divine mercy. Then pronounce the 5 blessed phrases. I still love you. I'm praying for you. I release you with love. I know you are at peace. We will meet again. Pronounce these words slowly, with intention. Each word must be charged with your love and your faith. Next, recite an Our Father and a Hail Mary for the soul of your departed. These traditional prayers, added to the blessed phrases, create a powerful current of graces that descends on the soul in purgatory. Padre Pio promised that those who do this ritual daily at 3 p.m. will see signs from their departed. Not necessarily spectacular apparitions, but subtle signs. A sudden peace in the heart, a comforting dream, a meaningful coincidence, the scent of roses, for no apparent reason. These signs are not superstition. They are manifestations of the communion of saints. The soul of your departed, relieved by your prayers and your blessed phrases, finds ways to thank you. She cannot speak to you directly, but she can influence your world. In subtle ways, Padre Pio himself constantly received signs from the souls he had helped. Sometimes it was a light that appeared in his cell. Sometimes it was a voice that he was the only one to hear. He said that the souls freed from purgatory became his best intercessors with God. Now let me tell you a true story that perfectly illustrates the power of the words we address to the departed. This story was passed on to me by a spiritual father, who himself had heard it from the mouth of a Capuchin friar from San Giovanni Rotondo. A woman from Brooklyn lost her husband in a construction accident. He was devastated. For months, she went to the cemetery every day, and she repeated the same words. "Why did you leave me, Michael? Come back to me, I can't live without you. Forgive me for not being a better wife." She didn't realize she was uttering 4 of the 5 forbidden phrases. She thought she was expressing her love, but in reality, she was causing terrible suffering to her husband's soul. One day, she decided to visit Padre Pio in San Giovanni Rotondo. She wanted to know if Michael was in heaven or purgatory. She needed reassurance that he was all right. When she stood before Padre Pio, he looked at her with his piercing eyes, and he said something she would never forget. He told her, "Your husband is suffering, not because of purgatory, but because of you." The woman was shocked. How could she be making her husband suffer? She loved him so much. She lived only to mourn him. She spent her days thinking of him. Padre Pio then explained the 5 forbidden phrases. He said that every time she asked why, she was accusing God, and that wounded her husband, who had accepted God's will. Every time she said, "Come back," she was pulling him back to earth, instead of letting him ascend to heaven. Every time she obsessively begged for forgiveness, she was creating a bond of guilt, instead of a bond of love. The woman wept. She had never imagined that her words could have such an effect. She asked Padre Pio what she should do. He taught her the 5 blessed phrases. He told her to go to the cemetery the next day at 3 p.m., the hour of divine mercy, and to speak these new words. He promised her that if she did it with faith, she would receive a sign from her husband. The next day, the woman did exactly what Padre Pio had instructed. At 3 p.m., standing before Michael's grave, she spoke the 5 blessed phrases. "I still love you, Michael. I pray for you. I release you with love. I know you will soon be at peace. We will meet again." It was the first time in months that she didn't cry at the cemetery. She felt a strange peace wash over her, a lightness she hadn't felt since Michael's death. That night, she had a dream. Michael appeared to her, but not like in her usual dreams, where he seemed sad and distant. This time, he was smiling. He wore white and luminous clothes. He said, "Thank you, Aunt, you finally freed me. I can now move towards the light." The woman woke up crying, but these were no longer tears of sorrow. They were tears of joy. She knew that Michael was all right. She knew that he still loved her, and she knew that they would meet again one day. This story isn't unique. Dozens of people have had similar experiences after changing their words to the departed. Words have real power in the spiritual world. What we say affects souls just as much as what we do. Padre Pio often said that the tongue is the most powerful instrument that God has given us. It can build or destroy. It can heal or wound. It can liberate or imprison. When we speak to the departed, we must choose our words with the greatest care. But there's something even more important than the words themselves. It's the intention behind the words. You can utter the 5 blessed phrases mechanically, without conviction, and they'll have little effect. Or you can say them with all your heart, with all your faith, and they'll become arrows of light that pierce the darkness of purgatory. Padre Pio insisted on this point. Prayer isn't a magic formula. It's a relationship. It's a connection of love between you, God, and the soul of your departed loved one. Words are just the vehicle. Love is the fuel. That's why I want to talk to you now about an aspect that few people know. The 5 forbidden phrases aren't just harmful to the souls of the departed, they're also harmful to you, the living. When you say goodbye definitively, you close off a part of your heart. You create a wound that doesn't heal. You deprive yourself of the continuous relationship you can have with your departed loved one. When you constantly use the past tense, you lock yourself in nostalgia. You live in what was, instead of living in what is. You cut yourself off from the spiritual presence of your departed loved one, who is still there, who still accompanies you. When you ask, why, with anger, you revolt against God. This revolt distances you from the very source of comfort. It isolates you in your pain, instead of opening you to divine consolation. When you drown in guilt with obsessive "forgive me," you punish yourself. You carry a burden that your departed loved one doesn't ask you to carry. You transform your grief into a prison, instead of making it a path of transformation. And when you ask your departed loved one to come back, you prevent yourself from moving forward. You remain attached to the past, instead of building a new type of relationship, a spiritual relationship that can be even deeper than the earthly one. The 5 blessed phrases, on the other hand, liberate you as much as they liberate the soul. I still love you allows you to keep the love alive without clinging. I pray for you gives you a concrete action to take, a way to really help your departed loved one. I release you with love also frees you from possessive attachment. I know you are at peace gives you hope. We will meet again gives you a promise to look forward to. Padre Pio said that grief well lived is a transformation. It's moving from the love of possession to the love of communion. It's learning to love someone who is no longer physically present, but is still spiritually close. It's growing in faith and in hope. Many people remain stuck in their grief for years, sometimes their whole lives. They don't make the transition from earthly attachment to spiritual communion. They continue to suffer as they did on the first day. They continue to say the forbidden phrases, without knowing that they're harming themselves and the soul of their departed loved one. Changing your words is the first step towards healing. When you start saying the blessed phrases instead of the forbidden ones, something changes within you. You feel that your relationship with your departed loved one transforms. It becomes lighter, brighter, more alive, paradoxically. I know a woman who lost her daughter Ashley in an accident. For 3 years she lived in the hell of grief. She couldn't utter Ashley's name without crying. She had transformed Ashley's room into an untouchable shrine. She was living in the past, refusing to move forward. Then she heard about the teachings of Padre Pio regarding how to speak to the souls of the departed. She decided to try it. She started saying the blessed words every day at 3 p.m., the hour of divine mercy. At first it was difficult. The words came out with difficulty. She felt like she was betraying her daughter by releasing her, but little by little, something changed. She began to feel her daughter's presence in a new way, not as a sad ghost haunting her house, but as a gentle light accompanying her. She started dreaming of her daughter, happy, at peace, surrounded by light. One day she had the courage to transform her daughter's room. She didn't turn it into a storage room. Instead, she made it a prayer chapel, a place where she comes every day at 3 p.m. to speak the blessed words and pray for all the souls in purgatory, not just for her daughter. This woman told me something profound. She said that her relationship with her daughter is better now than it was when her daughter was alive, because now there are no more conflicts, no misunderstandings, no tensions of daily life. There is only pure love, love that transcends death. That's what the blessed words can do. They transform grief into a path of holiness. They transform loss into spiritual gain. They transform death into a doorway to a deeper relationship. But I must also warn you about something. The 5 forbidden words are deeply ingrained in our culture. You will hear them everywhere. At funeral masses, in movies, in songs, in conversations. You might even hear them from the mouths of well-intentioned priests who are unaware of these teachings. Do not judge those who say these words. They don't know. Before watching this video, you didn't know either. Most Catholics have never heard of the 5 forbidden words. It's not taught in the catechism. It's not preached in homilies. It's an oral teaching that was passed down by Padre Pio to his disciples, and that, thankfully, is now reaching you. Your responsibility is not to correct everyone. It's to change your own words. It's to transform your own way of speaking to your departed loved ones. And perhaps, if the opportunity arises, to gently share these teachings with those who are suffering from grief. Now, I want to give you some practical tips for integrating the blessed words into your daily life. First, write the 5 words on a small piece of paper that you keep close to you. I still love you. I pray for you. I release you with love. I know you are at peace. We will meet again. Read this paper whenever you think of your departed loved one, until these words become automatic. Second, set an alarm on your phone for 3 p.m. every day at that hour. Take a few minutes to speak the blessed words. Even if you're busy, even if you're in public, you can say them silently in your heart. The important thing is regularity. Third, when you visit the gravesite of your departed loved one, don't say goodbye when leaving. Say, "See you later." This simple change can transform your experience of the cemetery. Instead of a place of sadness, it can become a place of spiritual encounter. Fourth, when you talk about your departed loved one to others, pay attention to the tense of the verbs. Try to say "my dad is in heaven" rather than "my dad was." It may seem strange at first, people may look at you oddly, but it doesn't matter. You know why you're doing it. Fifth, replace the whys with hows. Instead of "why did he die?" ask yourself, "how can I honor his memory?" Instead of "why did God allow this?" ask yourself, "how can I grow through this trial?" How questions are questions of growth. Why questions are questions of stagnation. If this content has opened your eyes to a reality you didn't know, if you feel that these teachings of Padre Pio can transform your relationship with your departed loved ones, I invite you to support this channel. The Super Thanks button below is a way to participate in this mission of spreading the hidden teachings of Padre Pio. Every Super Thanks allows me to devote more time to researching these secret teachings, translating them, making them accessible to as many people as possible. The souls in purgatory need these truths to be known, and you can be an instrument of this dissemination. Padre Pio said that those who help spread devotion to the souls in purgatory receive special protection. These souls, once freed, never forget those who have helped them. They become powerful intercessors in heaven. I leave you now with a final thought. Every word we speak has an effect, in the visible world and in the invisible world. The words you address to your departed loved ones are not lost in the void. They reach their destination. They touch the soul of the one you love. From today, you have a choice. You can continue to say the same words as before, without knowing the effect they have, or you can change. You can adopt the blessed words that Padre Pio taught. You can transform your grief into a path of light. The choice is yours. But remember, the soul of your departed loved one hears you. He or she is waiting for your words. He or she hopes that you will say the words that free them instead of the words that hold them back. Write in the comments which forbidden word you used the most without knowing. Was it goodbye? Was it was? Why? Forgive me. Or come back. Be honest. This awareness is the first step towards change. And if you commit to using the blessed words from now on, write "I am changing my words" in the comments. It's a commitment to yourself, to your departed loved one, and to God. May Padre Pio intercede for you and for all the souls who are dear to you. May the Virgin Mary guide you in this path of transformation, and may the Lord, in His infinite mercy, welcome your blessed words and transform them into light for the souls in purgatory. Don't forget, 3 p.m., the 5 blessed words. I still love you. I pray for you. I release you with love. I know you are at peace. We will meet again. Your departed loved ones are waiting for these words. Don't make them wait any longer. Before we finish, I want to share one last story with you. A story that really shows just how much the words we say to those who've passed on can have unexpected consequences. There was a man from Chicago, and he'd lost his mother when he was just a boy. For 40 years, he carried around this terrible guilt. You see, the day his mother died, they'd had an argument. The last words he ever said to her were words of anger. He never got to say goodbye. He never got to ask for her forgiveness. For 40 years, this man repeated, "Forgive me, Mom," at her graveside. For 40 years, he asked why she had to die that day. For 40 years, he begged her to come back, even for just a moment, so he could apologize. These words, which he thought were words of love, had actually created a bond of suffering between him and his mother's soul. She couldn't move toward the light, not while her son remained chained to his guilt. One day, this man heard about the teachings of Padre Pio through a friend who'd visited San Giovanni Rotondo. He learned about the 5 forbidden phrases, and he realized that he'd been saying them all for 40 years. So he went to the cemetery that very day, and for the first time since his mother's death, he changed his words. He said, "Mom, I still love you. I'm praying for you. I release you with love. I know that you're at peace now. We'll meet again in heaven." As he spoke those words, he felt something break inside him. Not his heart, no. It was the chain of guilt that was breaking. 40 years of suffering, dissolving in mere moments. That night he had an extraordinary dream. His mother appeared to him, young and beautiful. Just like in the pictures from her wedding day, she was smiling, and she said, "My son, there was never anything to forgive. I loved you every moment of my life. Now live fully. I'm waiting for you in the light." This man told me his story with tears in his eyes. He said that since that day, he's rediscovered the joy of living. Not that he's forgotten his mother. On the contrary, he thinks about her every day. But now he thinks about her with love and gratitude, not with guilt and regret. That's the power of blessed words. They free the soul of the departed, but they also free the soul of the one who speaks them. If you're carrying guilt towards someone who has passed, if you weren't able to say goodbye, if your last words were words of anger or blame, know that all is not lost. Blessed words can heal even the oldest wounds. The communion of saints transcends time itself. Your loved one is waiting for you, not to blame you for anything, not to receive your endless apologies, but to receive your liberating love, to hear from your mouth the words that will help them move forward toward God. Today can be the day everything changes, the day you stop saying the forbidden phrases, the day you begin to speak blessed words, the day you transform your relationship with those who have passed on. Padre Pio is watching over you from heaven. He intercedes for all those who seek to help the souls in purgatory. He accompanies you on this path of transformation. May peace be with you, and with all the souls you love.